For real estate agents, entrepreneurs, leaders, people becoming more than they were yesterday.
Monday through Friday we rise. We win the morning, we win the mind. Faith over fear, pressure into purpose. Confidence built through the work. Something good is gonna happen to me. Something good is gonna happen to me. I don't need all the answers, I just need belief. Becoming who I'm called to be. Making impact bigger than me. God first, doubt steps back. When it gets heavy, we figure it out. You're not here by accident. You're part of the story. Stepping strong, stepping faith. Let's get your mindset right.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my goodness. Wow, that was quite the intro. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. My name's Brittney Hall. Brock, I'm here today. Did you want to say something? Because I just went right into it.
No, listen, I told everybody you were in Hawaii last time, so that worked. I was just like, guys, she's in Hawaii, different time zone, just seeing beautiful flowers. Like we can't complain about that at all. They were just stuck with me again, to talk, but no, girl, it is all we get twice. We get you twice in 2 weeks. We get you today, and then we get you Tuesday for our national study hall that we have. So I was really excited to get you a double doozy for us.
Well, I got to make up for last month, when I just no-showed you guys. I was like, wait, it's next week. Poor Brock. Hey.
We made it. We figured it out.
Thank you. Yes. You know what? Brock is such a pro, you guys, that he was like, I got this, and was just jumped right in. So, all right. But are we ready to kick it off this morning? We got 30 minutes and I'm ready to roll. This is like first thing in the morning to me. So you guys, it would be very rare that you would see me with fixed hair, but let's get going. All right. Who's ready? Let's just like take a second to tune in, get present. If you're driving, obviously, like focus on the road and listen in. But I'm excited to be here with you guys today. And today what we're going to do is, usually what I teach is very tactical, very strategic. I love that piece of business, those little building blocks that really add up. But today I'm going to do something a little different. We're going to actually back up. We're going to like widen out the lens on our life, because how many of you know, and if you're able to hop in the chat this morning, I would love for you to engage with me there. But how many of you know that if you step back and look at your life and all the pillars of your life, you know that they all affect each other, and all the things in our life actually really add up, and they affect our business and what we're trying to do and our goals and our finances and what we're trying to create in our life. And so I want to just back up, and we're going to do a quick audit. Okay. So we're going to audit, we're going to identify, and then we're going to talk about the power of decision. Okay. So that's where we're going to be going this morning. So first, let's just back up. And like I said, getting present. We're not gonna judge ourselves, okay? Because whenever we're looking at our life to maybe identify where things might be out of alignment or areas that we're avoiding, usually the first thing that we do is we're not very nice to ourselves. So that's not what I'm asking you to do this morning. I want you to just kind of look at your life with a different perspective. And so I really believe that our life can be broken down into 4 pillars. Obviously, each pillar goes deeper. There's lots of like facets off of all of those. But if we're going to just break it up into 4 categories and organize it that way, it would be mind, your body, your relationships, and your finances. That's where we're going to be kind of hitting today. So we're going to do a little audit, and then we're going to get into like the nuts and bolts of all this. So let's first start off with mindset. Okay. So I want you to think about this. Your thoughts set the ceiling for everything in your life. Your mindset truly dictates the ceiling, what you think you're capable of, how much you think you're able to earn, what your family dynamic looks like. even like how you're loved and supported in your relationships. And relationships are a pillar, right? That's one of the things I named. But your mindset and your beliefs around these things will truly dictate what you think is possible for you. And, I know that there's probably been lots of teachings and stuff in here about mindset and limiting beliefs and all those things. And so what's cool is we never have to be stuck by the things that we know. But if you think something is true for you, it will always be true for you. But one of the most amazing things is that you can always change your thoughts. You can decide to challenge the thoughts and go, do I want that to continue to be true for me? Do I, only want to make that much money every year? What if more was possible? What if I opened my mind up to more? What if I could actually build a really cool team that I love to do life with, that we support each other's goals? What if that was possible for me? What if I only worked with really great clients that like give me so much life and energy? Or is your belief that it has to be hard? Some people are a pain in the butt. Some people are going to get mad at you. Some people are going to disappoint you. So your mindset always sets the ceiling. So I want you to also, here's a couple questions. Where are you playing small or hesitating? And, if you have a piece of paper and you're able to jot some stuff down, just whatever comes up for you. Usually we know right away something pops into our head. So like, where are you playing small or hesitating? Hesitating is also a big one. We're going to talk about overthinking in a little bit. Okay. What belief is keeping you stuck at your current level? So if you have something that continues to frustrate you, there's probably a belief around there somewhere where you like just think that this is supposed to be a part of the operation in your life. Okay. And then where are you maybe just overthinking things instead of executing? Amanda says cold calls, asking for a friend. Who likes doing cold calls? Honestly, nobody. I don't. I have met some men actually that are like, I love it. And they just like eat that up. Me personally, I'm like, ugh, I don't want to get on the phone with somebody I don't know. How awkward. But I've done it, right? I've done it. That's part of like just making the decision and getting into action. That we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Okay. And so I want to leave you with this before we move on to the next pillar, is you can't build a next level business with your current level of thinking. So your current level of thinking has gotten you to where you are today, which is incredible, right? Like if you're in a good spot, like, yes, like we will always celebrate that stuff all day long, but we've all heard it. Your business can never outgrow you. And this is where the mindset really comes into play. Okay. And so now this one, you might be like, I don't know how this ties in, but let's talk about your body. That might sound weird, right? But I came up in the health and fitness space. I have been at lots of different places in my life and my physical health. But what I know is that we get one body. It is the house for our spirit, for our mind, for our soul. And I really think that when we take good care of it and we're moving our body and we're feeding it well and we're drinking water, and let me tell you what, that is the hardest thing for me. I would rather drink coffee all day long because I'm like, water is so boring. But when we are really taking care of this vessel that we are housed in and our energy's up, I guarantee you're going to make more money. Because when we feel good in our bodies and we're feeling confident, there is a whole nother level that we can tap into. If you think about your best self, your most successful self, what does that person look and feel like? And so you want to make sure that your body is reflecting that. I'm not saying we need to go around with model bodies. Like that's not what I'm saying. I gave that up like a long time ago. Like, that's probably not reasonable. But am I moving my body? Is my energy just like, oh, right? Like, how can you build a successful business if your energy just sucks all the time? And this also goes into like your sleep, right? Like, this is your physical habits of how you're taking care of your body. So here's the questions. Are you taking care of your body, or are you running yourself into the ground? Because I know a lot of you guys in real estate too, you are like working every day. You're driving all over the place. Food is probably more of like what can conveniently happen for you. Maybe there's some drive-throughs happening, right? Like guilty. Love a good fast food, But think about like how that's affecting your mood, your energy, all these things. So are you taking care of yourself? Do you actually have the energy to show up and lead? Are your habits supporting your growth, or are they slowing you down? Okay. If your body is tired, your decisions are going to be weak. Okay. Think about like all the parents out there, like when you're like, oh my gosh, I got little kids are running around. I'm exhausted. I have 1,000 things to do. And then your kids come at you with something that you need to decide. It's like, whatever, just do whatever. Like, I don't care. But you're like, well, maybe if I was like, feeling good and not completely distracted, my decision would be different on that. But sometimes we're like, whatever. Bethany's like, amen. Like, yes, like my daughter just came in this morning, side note, and was like, for freshman year, can I do fake eyelashes? And I'm like, we're finishing up 8th grade year. Do I really need to talk about August? Like, I'm like, whatever. Like, I don't know. I got other stuff going on. Like, we'll talk about lashes in a couple months. It's like, whatever, you know? All right, let's move on to the third pillar here. This is, I said your relationships, but this is really, it's your spirit, your heart. So this is your spiritual relationships with your creator or whatever your spiritual beliefs are, with your spouse, or spice. I had a friend that used to say that because, not everybody's married, but like the people in your life, your friends, your kids, all those relationships in your life, the people that you work with. Okay. So what's going on internally and relationally will always come out externally. Okay, so are your relationships fueling you or are they draining you? And sometimes these things, these people that drain us, sometimes we're like, well, but I don't think I can like remove them from my life. Because maybe they're like a family member or a coworker. You're like, I can't just get rid of them. But wouldn't that be nice? Just wave a wand, like poof. But it's like, how are you showing up in that dynamic, right? We always have the ability to change ourselves and how we're interacting. We can't change other people, but are those people fueling you or draining you? Are you carrying emotional weight with relationships that maybe you haven't dealt with? Maybe there's some hard conversations that need to happen. And then what about the relationship with yourself? I want you to think about this. Are you in alignment, like with how you're showing up and acting with who you say you are or who you want to be? That's a big one. I would say that's probably one of the most important outside of our spiritual relationship with, higher power, God, I think everybody's pretty faith driven in here. But I would say your relationship with yourself, because you are with yourself all day long. And so if you are being mean to yourself, or if you're doubting yourself or talking down to yourself, that's like, I don't think we would keep friends around, right, that treat us like that. So why would we treat ourselves like that? And that's the thing, guys, is like, you might be like, what does this have to do with business? Everything. It has everything to do with business, because it's your confidence when you get on the phone. It's how you show up when you're going to meet somebody. Like, how are you, just how you are with yourself. It's going to flow into every other area. All right, let's get to the last one. Financial. This is always a funny one because people have a lot of beliefs around money. They have a lot of feelings around money. Some people are in agreement with making a lot of it. Some people are in agreement with just getting by. Some people are in agreement with never quite having enough, right? And a lot of our beliefs around money are all like, a lot of it's how we were raised, and I love that Brock talks about this stuff with you guys, because this will limit you real fast. And so sometimes we have avoidance behaviors around money. And this isn't everybody. Maybe you're like, heck, I love it. Like, I've always like really loved making money. Like, I'm very financially driven. I love that it represents the impact that I'm making. And so it's always really driven me to make money and close deals. But on the back end of it, I also love to spend it. So there's that piece too, right? Around beliefs around money. I'm like, sweet, I'm redecorating the kitchen. Like, let's go. And my husband's like, whoa. Calm down. I'm like, I'm closing deals, I love it. Bling, bling, same. Yep. So here's a couple auditing questions for this. Are you clear on how you're making your money? Meaning, like, are you clear on, I take these actions and this is where the money comes from? Or the different streams, the different ways that you were making money. Are you avoiding looking at your numbers? I used to work with a big team of women, and they would all go, well, I hate math. I don't like numbers. I don't like that. That was a mindset, right? Where they would avoid finances. They're like, oh no, my husband takes care of all that. Or like, I don't want to look at my, my metrics or this or that. And the one thing I can tell you is that numbers are just data, right? It's just data. It doesn't need to be emotional, but we attach emotion to these things. So it's the 15th of the month, tax day, right? Talk about numbers. Bleh. Bleh. I'm like, I hope my accountant has everything ready. She said she would. Side note. But what was I? Sorry, that tax day got me mixed up. Okay, but anyways, we're halfway through the month, right? Do you know where you're at? Do you know where you're on target to be? Okay, that's like, this is a really great halfway point through the month. And I know in real estate, sometimes like they get pushed out or they take a little bit longer, but we're always like, this time of the year is also like, this is pipeline season. Like, because what I call like the dog days of summer, like where things kind of slow down July and August because everybody's busy, they're on vacation, they're doing all these things before school starts, it kind of like slows down. So right now, you need to really be knowing like what's in your pipeline, who's coming in, what deals are going to close, who's coming on the market, just all these different things. And I'm not a real estate expert by any means, but there's things that apply across all industries. And so this is the time where you really want to be like hustling because like that slow season and winter is coming, right? Tony Robbins talks about it all the time. Winter is coming. Right now we're in spring, right? Like everything's blooming, like let's roll, right? And then early summer, like we're harvesting, but like winter is always coming. So you want to really be focused on, do I know my numbers? Where are things coming from? And where am I currently at? And that's a lot of power when you know your current reality. And then you have to ask yourself, are your actions actually aligned with generating revenue? I remember in one of my, in that business that I said where I had a team of a lot of women, they would be like, oh yeah, like, well, I cleaned my house today, which, hey, who doesn't love a clean house? But did you move the needle in your business? Like, did you do something today that fed your business? And I would say, like, you got to touch your business every single day. So instead of just being like, well, I did productive stuff, like, I feel good. I got that dopamine hit because I folded all my laundry. But it's like, but did you do the things that really add up to the life you're trying to create? Like what if you went and built your business and you could pay somebody to do your laundry or clean your house every week? Like, wouldn't that be more fun? Like, go do the thing that you are really good at to go make the money and then delegate this stuff to somebody who that's their business, right? Like, what a gift to be able to do that, to feed your business and feed somebody else's business and take something off your plate, right? So now let's just kind of back up from this, right? We went through a lot of questions, these 4 pillars, and maybe some stuff came up for you. And so I'm curious, like, how are you feeling about these 4 pillars? Maybe you're like, I'm killing it. And that's amazing. It's not always that like we're looking for negativity. We're just looking for truth. We're looking for what's really going on. We're looking for a current reality. Okay. So pop in the chat, like, do you feel like you have some clarity? Do you feel uncomfortable? Like, whoopsie, totally been ignoring that piece. Do you feel a little convicted or are you feeling good? Like, how is that? Because these like emotions and these feelings, they're just feedback. Okay. And our emotions aren't facts. They're just feelings, right? They're just indicators. So it's really important that we know that like, okay, this doesn't mean that anything's wrong. But I love doing audits like this because then it goes, okay, that right there, that's where I need to just tighten up a little bit. Let me see what we got. I love it. Clarity. I love it. Good. Good, good, good. All right. So, if you're feeling frustrated in any of these areas, like I said, it's just feedback. And then if you're feeling misaligned, what that is it's an invitation to go a little deeper in that area. And it doesn't mean you need to go extreme. But if you're like, wow, like I've been working so much that I'm sitting and I haven't really been moving my body and I kind of forget to eat all day. How many of you are guilty of that? Because you're like, I was just working. I just didn't even feed myself. Yeah. You guys, I used to have a health coaching business. I helped over 3,000 clients in this business. It's like, I know what people's physical habits are. But nobody's that different. Like we all struggle with like very similar stuff. So it's like, okay, that's just an indicator. Maybe I need to put a structure in place that is now going to help me in that area, right? Structure is freedom. Okay. This time goes by so fast, Brock. What is happening here? Okay. So as we're kind of going into our last 10 minutes, I want to shift into decision making because we audited, we identified, and now it's time to think about decisions. And so I think that some people are very decisive. I would put myself in that category. Some people they put decisions off. And let's talk about that because even when we're looking at these 4 areas, you might go, well, I knew that I was struggling. But then why aren't you making the decision to change it? Maybe you've had this toxic person in your life for a long time, or your best friend that doesn't really support you, or, people that are just like not full, there's no like fruit in the relationship, right? But like, why haven't you made a decision to change that? And so I want to really talk about that because I think that there's things that factor in to making decisions that really hold us back. And if we could just make decisions a little bit quicker, you'll move so much quicker, like in your life and in your business, and you'll get results faster. So, why do people delay decision making? I'm going to read some off. You can pop some in the chat too, of maybe if this is you or, just thoughts that you have about it. People are afraid of making the wrong move. What if it doesn't work? A lot of people would rather stay stuck in the same spot, even if they don't like where they're at, than making a mistake. I really don't believe there's any mistakes. I think the worst decision you can make is no decision. And it's like, make a decision. If it's like, it'll get you somewhere, right? And then it's like, and we're talking business. We're not talking life, like big, life altering things. Like, we're not talking crazy stuff on the fringe. We're talking like daily life, business, relationship stuff. Okay. So all the extremes, we're not going there because there are some decisions you could make that really would alter your life. We're not talking about that. Okay. So they would rather stay stuck than being wrong. And I think that I don't really know if there's, and once again, not talking about moral things, I don't really know if I believe that there's right decisions and wrong decisions. I just think there's decisions. Some are better than others, especially when we're talking about building business. What are we saying? What are we doing? Those types of things. People are afraid of losing something. They're afraid of losing money, time, reputation, comfort. Because if you're making a decision to grow and you're like making a decision that's like, I've never done this before, it's going to feel really uncomfortable and people don't like being uncomfortable. Okay. That's why people usually like they have a goal, they're going to hit the gym and then they're by like the third week of January, they're done because it's freaking uncomfortable. Like if you want to get in shape, you got to get uncomfortable every time you work out, right? It's like, it sucks, but then it's over and then you make progress. They, have perfectionism. It's disguised as strategy. So people go, well, I need a little bit more clarity. I need to figure this out before I can move forward. Maybe you just have decision fatigue. You're like, I'm overwhelmed. There's too many things. Okay. Or you're waiting for external validation. You're waiting for somebody to tell you to make the decision. You're waiting for somebody to say that's a good idea. Okay. And so here's some indicators that you need to make a decision in your life. You're feeling frustrated with something. That just means that you need to decide. You're feeling stuck. I hate that feeling. That makes me move real quick because I do not like stagnation in my life. I like things to always be kind of happening. And here's the positive one is you have a desire for more. You're like, is this really like, is this it? And maybe this is good. And so what maybe is delaying you from making a decision is that you're like, shouldn't this be good enough for me? Okay, but like if you have a strong desire for things to change, that's an indicator that you got to make a decision. Okay, you got to make a decision to up your game, to do a little different, go to the next level. And I want to talk about this because the failure to or delaying decisions is procrastination, right? I really do think that we always know what we're supposed to do. Or we know someone who has done what we want to do. And I would go talk to those people for advice. If you're like, they have what I want, I'm not sure how to get there, go ask that person. Don't go ask your family member who's broke. Like, don't ask them for life advice. Go find somebody that you would like to trade places with or you would like to achieve the level of success that they have and go talk to them. Okay. Sometimes we let people speak into our life that we should never even like entertain the idea because look at the results of their life. Like if your best friend is like, doing whatever and it's like not even close to what you're trying to do, but they're like, why are you on social media all the time? Oh, don't listen to them. Like, bye, block me. Like, I don't care. My brother's had me blocked on Facebook for probably like 8 years because he's like, why are you posting about that stuff all the time? Because I'm trying to build a business, trying to support my family. I'm doing what it takes. You don't like it? Bye. Like, I don't care. Okay. Is anybody else responsible for paying our bills? Absolutely not. Okay. We are responsible for that. I'm getting off on tangents. Okay. But this is what I want to tell you about procrastination. I love this quote or phrase. You've maybe seen it somewhere, but Procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you another opportunity to do tomorrow what you should have done today or what you were called to do today. Okay, so I'll say it one more time. Procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you another opportunity to do tomorrow what you have been called to do today. And if that's like the only thing you take from today and just like put that in every time you're like, like a decision comes up or what should I do? Like let this just like boom in your mind, right? Because we really just think we're gonna like just have more chances. Like, oh, I'll get to it later. I don't really want to do that. Like, do you ever have somebody pop on your mind where you're like, gosh, I just really feel like they're just on my heart. But then you're like, I don't want to reach out to them. That may be weird. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to think about me, but I really feel like I should just reach out to them. I'll do it tomorrow. Like maybe you're missing out on being somebody's blessing because of your procrastination. Like maybe that person is on your heart for a reason because they need a lifeline, right? And if like somebody will probably get the chance to be their lifeline, but why like maybe if you acted on the inspiration that you're having, like you would reap the benefit too of like being able to be a blessing in that person's life. And that is in business too. I've had people pop onto my mind where I'm like, gosh, I just should reach out or I should follow up with them. Like we always should be acting on those inspired ideas. I really believe that's how God speaks to us is through our inspired ideas. And then it is our responsibility to act on those. And so always, I would say, always put that in your business. Okay. So tomorrow's not promised. An opportunity does have a window. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have other opportunities, but certain opportunities, it's like you got these little windows with them. And so you got to act. Okay. Delayed decisions equal delayed growth, delayed income, delayed impact. How many of you guys, you're like, yeah, I want to delay my future? We all think we get like 100 years, right? We're like, well, we got lots of time. Like, I'm 39 years old. Sometimes I'm like, I'm so behind because I'm impatient. But then it's like, no, I like, well, I got lots of time, but we don't actually know. Like that, we think we got all the time to do all these things, but we don't actually know. And so as we're kind of wrapping up in these last couple minutes, I want to talk about, okay, great. Now, say if you're like, no, I'm down. I made the decision. Great. Now, what actually carries this decision out is you got to back it up with action. You got to back it up with commitment. When we decide things, you got to show up for that decision every single day. So that's where the mindset work comes in, right? That's where you go, I'm not going to act into my, I'm not going to lean into my feelings. I'm going to always show up for my vision, for my goal, for my desire. That's what your decisions need to support, the vision that you're creating in your life. And so as you're faced with decisions throughout your day, a really easy way to make them is going, does this feed my desire? Like my vision that I have for my life and for my family and for my future? Or does this distract from it? Okay, so that's a really easy tell right there. Is this getting me closer to my goal or is this getting me farther away? Okay, and all your decisions, like one little decision might not feel like a big deal. And if it's just a one-time thing, like, whatever. But if you keep making decisions like that, like say if you're like, hey, I want to get in shape, but then you're going out, and getting cheeseburgers and ice cream and stuff, once is not a big deal. But eventually, if you do that a lot, that stuff's going to add up, right? And then that is where you get your result. So the little things add up into big results. And so if you're saying, I want this in my health, I want this in my relationships, I want this in my finances, I want this to be my mindset, you have got to make the decision every single day to show up and back it up with action. Okay. So a decision says, I want this. And a commitment says, I'm not backing out when this gets hard. Okay, and I know we're at time, so I'm just going to leave it there. And I hope this was plenty for you guys to take in to the rest of your week until I get to see you again. But I will be here with Brock April 21st, and that's going to be fun. The National Study Hall. It's 7 to 8:30 on the 21st. I think Brock probably, did you pop in? There's a, yeah, there it is. The link for that, the National Study Hall. And then I want to actually give you guys a link really quick before we close out. 1 second. I want to give you a guest pass to my community. I teach every single Tuesday at noon Central. And I let people come and check out my community for free, but I teach for 30 to 45 minutes. It's usually always 45 minutes, but we like end at the 45-minute mark. And it's really cool. We're seeing a lot of growth in there, a lot of good mindset stuff. We have some people in here who are a part of our community, and it's cool. It's a fun thing that we do every week. So I would love to have you as a guest. So click that link and register, and you'll get the stuff for next Tuesday. All right, Brock, I'll turn it over to you, or if we just want to wrap it up, we can wrap it up.
No, I loved it. I loved it. I was the clarity, and I'm going through a lot right now. I feel like I'm in the growing phase, but those pillars are so important. There's actually a book by Jim Rohn called Christian's gonna know the book, but it's 12 pillars. And those four pillars you talked about are so very important. And not having clarity, not having structure, not having alignment, not having that plan. I always tell people all the time that you can freaking have all the tools you need, and with this AI stuff and everything else, there's so many tools, there's so many resources, there's so much overwhelming. And if you're driving, you can have the car, you can have the gas, you can have the GPS, you can have the car full of water, you can have whatever the hell you want. But if you don't have an address, you're just going to drive around day in and day out and feel fatigued and frustrated. So very important. I recommend, we're going to put the show notes on Facebook. So come join our Facebook group. I actually got in trouble. We did a YouTube audit. I don't know if anybody's using Perplexity AI, but we have started to use that. And my Facebook is in Facebook, and my YouTube is in YouTube jail. So we cannot post every single day on our show. So you're going to have to go to our Facebook group. So Grace, make sure you put the Facebook group in there. And Brittney, I will ask you if you can, that quote you said at the very end. I can't remember what it is, but like you said something that was very impactful. If you can put that in that Facebook group underneath your profile where your picture is, if you can, that was really impactful, and I really like that, and I like to get it again for that. But I'll let you close us out, Brittney, and lead us into Justine tomorrow.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for being on here and making the decision to show up. Was it about a decision says I want this and a commitment says I'm not backing out when it gets hard? Was that the quote, Brock?
No,
I'm like, I say a lot of things. I'm not sure
it was
what.
towards the end. It was like a
The
spiritual.
procrastination one.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. I got you on that. All right, you guys. Hey, go have a good day. Get after it. Let's make some magic today. And I'll see you on the 21st. I hope you all show up and I get to see you again. Have a good one.